Hey guys, Solo Board Gamer here. Today we're going to have a solo playthrough of Escape the Dark Castle. Escape the Dark Castle is a 1 to 4 player adventure game where you play as prisoners that have been wrongly incarcerated in the depths of the castle. In trying to escape, you must overcome a treacherous journey filled with horrors, traps and devious challenges, each of which is represented in the game by large, beautiful illustrated chapter cards. The object of the game is to overcome every card in the castle deck whilst keeping everyone alive. If you do this and escape, you'll win the game. If anyone dies along the way, I'm afraid the game is over. To construct your castle deck, the game supplies you with 45 of these chapter cards. You would shuffle these up and deal yourself 15. We've already done that. The rest you put aside for another time. So there's a good variety in the game. You also get these boss cards. There's 3 in this version I have. So you'd shuffle those, and this is what you're fighting towards at the end of the game. So you pick one, and that goes on the bottom of the deck, and then you're almost finished. To top it off, you just put the start card, first chapter card, which you'll turn over and read. And that's everything. The game also gives you 6 character cards. These are the prisoners that are going to try and escape the castle. I'm playing a solo game, so I'm going to choose 2 of these characters. There's Cook, Taylor, Smith, Tanner, Abbott and Miller. Each of these characters come with a die with their name on it. I'll show you how that works in a second. The manual suggests that you pick a balanced team. And what they mean by that, if you notice on the left hand side of the card, there are some symbols scratched into the wall behind the character. You have the star is wisdom, the fist is might, and the eye is cunning. And the numbers scratched into the wall represent how many of those symbols are on that character's die. To get a balanced team, you would look at the stats again on the card, and you're looking for an even spread of each symbol. So for instance, the Abbott and the Tanner wouldn't be a particularly great team because you notice they're both very strong in the wisdom side of things, whereas the Abbott and the Miller, if you look at the numbers, they all sort of end up with around about 5 or 6 on each symbol. That would make a good balanced team. You would use the dice of both characters to roll against the chapter dice, which are these black ones here. So if you notice, this is a chapter card. This is a beast that you might come across within the castle. If you notice down the bottom left hand side of the card, you've got these dice symbols, so you would put those down as is the card. If you notice this little player symbol, this is 1 die per character, so in my case 2. So you would roll those out, and that would give you the dice that you have to knock off to defeat this card. Each turn that you don't kill this beast, it would hit you for this damage amount, which is down the bottom right hand of the card, in this case 2. A character may also choose to rest during a round, perhaps if they're low on health. They wouldn't roll their die obviously in that particular round, and at the end of it, for doing that, they would gain 1 health point back. The game also comes with item cards. Your character can carry a maximum of 2 each. There are some of the cards that are 2-handed, like an axe, something like that. Obviously you can only carry 1 at a time. You gain these throughout the game, mostly by defeating enemies. You would gain 1 card as a reward. You divvy them up as you choose between your 2 characters. You can, before you turn over a chapter card, you can swap those items between characters. Right, I think that's everything for now. I will set up the game and we shall crack on. As you can see, everything's been set up. The castle deck is ready with the 15 cards, boss on the bottom and start card on top. I have item deck, chapter dice, and I've chosen 2 prisoners for this adventure. I've chosen the Taylor and the Smith. Hopefully that's a balanced team. And both of these players start out with 18 health. A couple of things I forgot to mention. If you notice on the character die, there's some shield emblems on a couple of sides. If you roll these shield emblems during combat, then that character would take no damage that round, so that's a good one to roll if you can. Also in this game there's no turn order. Instead you must decide which player will turn each chapter card. But be warned, chapters sometimes contain grisly consequences which only apply to the player that turned that card. These consequences are indicated on the chapter cards with the word "U" in bold letters. So to indicate who's going to be opening the door or folding over the chapter card, I'm going to use this token from another game to show that. And so the adventure begins. So let's turn over the first card. After years of incarceration in the depths of the dark castle, you finally break free from your cell. In a small stone room adjoining the cell block stands an old wooden chest. The lock is open. Draw an item card per player now. So first of all, we've got Partially Rotten Apple. Discard to restore 1 health point to your character. So I'll give that to the tailor. And next one, we have a Rotten Shield. Whenever you take damage, reduce the amount by 1 down to a minimum of 1. Okay, so I'll give that to the smith. You hear footsteps approaching. You must not linger here. You make for the exit, slipping away and disappearing into the darkness. Turn the first chapter card now. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm just going to swap the main character to be the smith, because he's got a shield, so hopefully that will shield him from anything that's coming. So next card. Ooh, what have we got here? This chamber is flanked by caves and littered with gnawed bones. A guttural growl rings out as something emerges. As a group, choose one option, then begin combat. So I can choose to tackle the beast head on, and I'll only have to defeat 2 dice. Or I can use hit and run tactics, but I'll have to defeat 5. Difference being, if I fail to defeat this beastie, I'll take 3 damage instead of 2. So I think I'll go to the first one, tackle the beast head on. So I'll take 2 chapter die, and we have 2 wisdom have come up. And there we go, lovely. So we've got the 2 wisdom and a shield, so they've been knocked out. We've taken no damage, which is great. And as a reward for defeating this boss, you get 1 item card. So we have got Effervescent Evasion. When you would take damage, discard to avoid that damage. Okay, that's lovely. I'll give that to the tailor. Put the dice back. Right, let's flip the next card. Without warning, a swarm of giant bats burst into the passageway. You can only cower beneath the overwhelming blur of wing and fang. As the bats swarm past, each player in turn must roll their character dice along with 3 chapter dice. After rolling, a player loses 1 health point for each chapter dice that matches their character dice. If a player rolls a double or rolls no matches, they are unharmed by the bats. Okay. So the smith will go first. So let's take the 3 chapter die and let's see what we get. So we've got 1 matching symbol. So the smith will take 1 damage. That's not too bad. And the tailor. So he's rolled a shield, sorry, she's rolled a shield, so that takes no damage at all, so that's fantastic. Next card. So let's put the chapter die back. Okay, I'll keep the smith as the main character, so the next card. Your spirit is suddenly wrenched from your body. Paralysed, you can only watch as it drifts above you. You are incapacitated, so this is the smith. To restore your corporeal balance, the other players must roll in unison, keeping track of any wisdom rolled until they have rolled a total of wisdom equal to the number of players. So that's 2. After each attempt, you lose 1 health point unless the total has been reached. If you have not succeeded after 3 attempts, the curse is broken and your spirit returns to your body. Okay. So let's see if we can roll some wisdom. Oh, look at that. Lovely. So that's the 2 wisdom I needed. So that's perfect. So let's put that dice back to the tailor and flip over the next card. Here a man sits at a table, his face shrouded in shadow. As you edge past, he lurches forward and pulls you close with a snarl, revealing his scarred face and rancid intentions. As a group, choose one option. Flee. You struggle, free and get away, but not before you lose 3 health points at the hands of the putrid captain. Or you can choose to fight. Begin combat. So I think I'll choose to fight. So let's set up the pool. So we've got those 2 and 2 chapter die per. So that makes up the pool. So 2 might, 1 wisdom and 1 cunning. So we got the might, that's gone, that's excellent. But we're both going to take damage. So the tailor takes 2. Or we could, I'll save that. And the shield's going to save the smith from 1. So let's roll again. So that's excellent, that gets rid of everything. And shields as well. Fantastic. So as our reward for beating this knight, we are going to get a item card. And we get a rusted flail, a weapon, one-handed. Once per round of combat, when you roll cunning, you may roll again and choose which of the 2 results to apply. So I'll give this to the smith. I have to remember these because when I tend to play, I tend to forget about these little things, and I take damage when I needn't. So let's give the dice back to the characters and flip another card. This passageway leads to a set of old stone steps. They descend into a flooded cave. The water is murky, but a dim light is visible some distance below. You take a deep breath and dive, kicking towards the light. Each player must try to roll a double in 1 attempt for each player. Success, you make it through, surfacing on the other side. Failure, you begin to flounder. You lose 1 health point and try again. If you have not succeeded after 3 attempts, you make it through, breathless and exhausted. And 3 health points lighter. Okay, so we'll put the smith through first. See if we can roll a double. That's on its edge, so I'll do again. Nope, so that's 1 health. There's the double, perfect. So the smith makes it through relatively unharmed. So now for the tailor. And there's a double, so fantastic. So not too bad. On to the next card. Should I swap it up? No, I'll leave the smith to be the lead. What have we got here? Yikes. You sense something strange in this chamber. There is a sudden drop in temperature and the air grows still. Then you see it. As a group, choose one option. You can flee. So the spectre steals part of your soul and you lose 2 health points. So that will be the smith. You can fight, begin combat. There's a combat special. You are terrified and any might you roll this chapter has no effect. Okay. I'll tell you what I will do. I think we'll flee and lose 2 health points, but I'll take one of those away because of my shield. Yeah, I think that's the better option. So let's flip the next card. So shall we? We'll change to the tailor. So flip the next card. A skeletal form lies slumped in the corner of this dark chamber. Beneath the dust of ages, it still clutches a mouldering map. As a group, choose one option. Move on. Something isn't right here, and turn to the next chapter card. Okay. Steal map. Nominate a player to roll 2 wisdom in 3 attempts. So who's got a little wisdom? Both equal. Okay. Success. The map leads to a hidden cache and you can draw 2 item cards. Failure. The skeleton twitches, then rises from its ancient slumber to punish you. Destroying the map in its rage. Begin combat. Okay. So that seems like a bit of a no-brainer. I think I will, because we're loaded up with items, I think we'll just move on. So let's go to the next chapter card. I shall leave the tailor to be the lead character. There is a deafening roar and the passageway begins to shake. A section of the old wall beside you collapses and you are buried beneath chunks of heavy stone. You are incapacitated. To remove the rubble crushing you, the other players must roll in unison, keeping track of any might rolled until they have rolled a total might equal to the number of players. So that's 2 again. After each attempt, you lose 1 health point until the total is reached. If you have not been rescued after 3 attempts, you manage to crawl from the rubble and continue on your way. Okay, so it's down to the smith and he's rolling might, so that's pretty good. That worked out well because he's got more of those than anything. So let's have a throw, see how we get on. Not good. So the tailor will take 1 damage. Not good. Let's see if we can get... Oh, that was terrible. Okay, so the tailor takes... Shall I use... I can use that, can't I? So let's use that card and go back in health and put the die back. Not terrible. Okay, on to the next card. You turn a corner and step right into the path of 2 guards. They exchange a puzzled look and then they lunge to restrain you. As a group, choose one option. You can flee, you force your way past them, but not before taking several glancing blows. Each player loses 1 health point. Or you can fight, begin combat. Okay, we're going to have a fight. So, 2 die. So that gives us 2 cunning to defeat. Let's see how we get on. No, nothing, but we didn't get any damage either because we both threw shields. So let's have another go. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. Okay. That's going well. So as a reward we get another card. A Decayed Blade. It's a one-handed weapon. Once per round of combat, when you roll wisdom, you may roll again and choose which of the 2 results to apply. Okay, so that's something to remember as well. I'll probably forget, but you never know. So tailor and smith. I shall change the lead character to be the smith again. And on to the next card. You pass through a chamber which serves as a cesspit below the castle privies. Oh, lovely. As you pick your way through the filth, something unusual catches your eye. Draw an item card. Do I want to pick something out of a privy? Stale loaf of bread. Not sure I want to eat that. Discard to restore 2 health points to your character. Okay, so what you can do is you can choose to drop something for the time being, then obviously pick this up. The tailor will use this, so gain some more health and then pick this back up. So that's a good one. Okay, on to the next card. I shall leave, or shall I? No, I shall make the tailor lead character this time. I'm getting through them. And what have we got here? This passage takes you past dark, unlocked cells. From inside, the sound of bony hands clutching steel is unmistakable. As a group, choose one option and then begin combat. You can charge them, only got to get rid of 2 dice, or lure them out, and that will be 4 dice. Difference is damage again, 2 or 1. I think we'll charge them. Let's carry the fight to them. So let's do the 2 chapter die, and we've got a cunning and a wisdom. Oh, look at this. This is going really well. Okay, well that's that. So, no damage taken, and again an item card. Liquid Luck. Discard to re-roll your character dice, applying only the second result. No, I think I prefer the cards I've got, so we won't take that one. Die back. Next card. Yikes, look at this thing. A creature stitched together using butchered animal parts scuttles towards you. It is so hideous you instinctively lash out. Begin combat, but you get to make 1 attack before the first round, taking no damage. Okay. So let's sort out the pool. So we've got 2 might and 1 wisdom to defeat. And you would be the tailor, so he gets a free hit. So we get rid of 1 might. That'll do. So at the bottom of the card it says Combat Special. The first time this creature is defeated, before drawing an item card, roll a chapter dice. If the result is might, it regenerates. You must restart combat and defeat it for a second time. Oh, brilliant. So let's... So what have we got? Might. Let's get rid of that. But we're not getting rid of that, are we? So we're both taking 1 damage. Let's keep that for another time. Perfect. So let's get rid of that. This is going very well. So we get... oh no, I've got to forget the combat special. Nearly did. So we need to roll a chapter die, and if it's might, then we have to do it all over again. Excellent. So, I speak too soon. This is going rather well. So we'll get the item card. Elixir of Insight. Discard before any round of combat to change any 1 chapter dice to show a trait of your choice. Again, I will not take that, and on to the next card. Very Indiana Jones. Look at this. A series of long blades swing from the ceiling of this narrow passageway. You study the pattern of their movement, prepare to dash through to the other side. In unison, all players must roll their character dice along with 1 chapter dice 3 times. Each time a player's character dice matches the chapter dice they rolled, they are caught by the blades and they lose 2 health points. Oh. If a player rolls a double on any of the 3 rolls, they survive that roll without taking any damage. Okay, just that roll though. Okay, so the tailor will go first. So no match. Oh, there's a match, so tailor takes... Is it 2? They do, don't they? And another match. Oh. I'll get rid of that card and avoid damage that time. So now it's the smith's turn. So there's a shield anyway. No match. Oh, what a match. Okay. So I'm just going to take the 1. So we're both down to 12, but not too bad. Let's flip the next card. Getting close to the end now. The aroma of hot food has led you to the kitchens. On a table near the door is a steaming meat pie. As a group, choose one option. Move on, it's not worth the risk. Turn the next chapter card. Steal. Nominate a player to roll 2 cunning in 3 attempts. Success. The pie is delicious and filling and all players gain 1 health point. Failure. The cook catches you and vows to make you the filling for his next batch. begin combat. Again, that is a no-brainer. I'm going to move on, I think. Very boring, I know, but that's what I'm doing. So next card. Yikes. This passageway suddenly fills with harsh, whispered curses. Flames leap from the wall-mounted torches to take on the form of a demonic warrior. Tongues of arcane fire surging from its charred skull. Christ. As a group, choose one option. Flee. You escape, but all lose 2 health points dashing through the fire. Fight. Begin combat. Combat special. Whoever deals the final blow loses 1 health point as the demon vanishes in a burst of flame, which cannot be blocked. What am I doing? We are going to run away from this. So you escape, all lose 2 health points. So let's take down to 10, and I only take 1 damage. Or Smith only takes 1 damage. I think that's better because that looks like a whole lot of trouble. So we've made the final card, and we are fighting against the Dark One. Your pitiful trinkets are no match for my dark magic. As you enter the Dark One's presence, any items you are carrying vaporize. Discard them now. Okay, so that's the tailor. So that's gone. Okay, that could have been worse. Begin combat. So what have we got? We've got 1 cunning. We have 3 wisdom. And we have another 2 to throw. So I've got a couple of might. Okay, so a bit of everything, that's not too bad. And every time we don't defeat the Dark One, we're going to take 3 damage. So let's begin the fight, let's see how we get on. So we've got a shield. So one of those goes, one of the cunning. So the tailor isn't taking any damage, and the smith is taking 3, so that's maybe take damage, reduce that by 1, so we're going to take 2 damage. Okay, so the smith rolled a cunning, so maybe I can re-roll that one and get something better. Oh, perfect. Okay, so that stays the same. So let's put those back. Smith and tailor, and let's go again. So we get 2 might and another cunning. So let's get rid of the 2 might. So the tailor rolled the cunning this time, not the smith, but the tailor is going to take 3 damage. 1, 2, 3, and the smith is going to take no damage because of the shield. Oh, this is getting tight. So let's go again. I'll tell you what, look at that for a throw. That is a win. I'll take that all day. Beautiful. So I've defeated the Dark One. That went really well. I think I have to say I've won it a couple of times in the past, but that's the best. That's the best I've done. So yeah, what can I say about this game? Absolutely wonderful. It's it's got a huge pool of chapter cards, so you know there's a lot of variety there. You never quite know how it's going to go. Sometimes it can go terribly, and you know it's relying on the throw of a dice, which you know some people don't like, others do. But no, a fantastic challenge, wonderful game. Reminds me of the old sort of adventure books and games I used to play as a child. So I enjoy this one thoroughly. Yeah, thanks again for everyone to watching this video and staying till the end. There'll be another episode following this very soon. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye now.